at this guy. Smiling
Hey.
as ever. Over here. We're in a temporary studio. Nothing's the same
like
right
it.
now.
This is good.
We're building the other room.
It's very nostalgic in this studio.
Yeah, because it was built in like the 30s.
I like it though.
I heard you couldn't get your big old truck in the parking garage.
I couldn't. There was no spots that I could fit in.
What is that like? Having a truck so big that normal parking spots can't hold you.
The thing is it's not even that big. It's not lifted or anything. I couldn't make it past
It's some of the
the
turns.
concrete walls. Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you driving? What would you drive up
Same.
here? Yeah.
F-150. Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you.
So, yeah, good thing you didn't park in the garage.
Right. Yeah. I parked on the street.
Yeah.
You're here not just to say hello, although that's always a good thing, but you got a new record out today.
Yeah.
By the way. Okay, look at congratulations.
Thank you so
This guy.
much.
Just
Appreciate that.
Every time we see you, you're just a little richer.
I could say the same for you.
No, you can't. Look at this guy. Let me play something here. How about let's do the title track for a second. This came out last week, you and Kelsey, right?
Yeah, for sure.
This is the song Centerpoint Road,
Yeah.
which I thought was an interesting thing because you put a feature on the title track.
Yeah. Who does that?
Who does that?
I don't know.
So tell me about that.
Man, I wrote this song. Have you met Amy Wadge before, the songwriter? So I wrote this song with Jessie Fraser and Amy Wadge, and she is basically famous for writing like Thinking Out Loud and Castle on the Hill for Ed Sheeran, and she was in town for a couple days. And there's a kid at Belmont who had made this track that you're hearing, just randomly made it, and had sent it to Jessie Fraser saying, I think he was trying to get a publishing deal. And Jessie sent me the track because I'd really been wanting to write like this anthemic, kind of Friday Night Lights sounding song. And when I heard this track, I was like, that's the track we got to write to. And Amy Wadge came in and we wrote this song. And when we got to the second verse, I was like, I don't really know what else to say. And then it started to feel a lot more like we really wanted to put a feature on the track. And I'm from Hendersonville. Kelsey grew up in Knoxville. We're not necessarily the same age, but we kind of grew up the same kind of simple lifestyle. And I knew that she would relate to this song. So when I sent her the track, her text back was, when can I put my vocal on it? And it's cool that it's that easy sometimes in Nashville. Like, I feel like we're all just such good buds that sometimes you send a song to somebody and they're like, man, I love the song, but I don't think I have time to do this. Or sometimes it's like, I'll be in the studio tomorrow, and that's what Kelsey did. And I thought she took it from good to great.
Who has turned you down?
Huh?
Who has?
I will not name any names.
But if they didn't have time, that's not on them. I mean, it's
Yeah,
just-
but is that true, though? Or
No,
maybe
it's
did they
not
not
true.
like the song?
It's like
you know?
when someone goes, you know what, I'm just not ready for a relationship. I'm going to put it back to me.
We can just be friends.
I mean,
yeah.
It's not you, it's me.
Yeah, that's exactly
They're just
what
not
it
ready
is.
for a relationship with me. That's
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
All right, Thomas.
But I can't decide if it's better than the alternative of saying, I hate this song, send me
But then
something else.
you kind of have to think, too, like, have you ever had to turn somebody down?
Absolutely.
Okay, so then you kind of understand.
get it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, listen, Thomas Rhett's here. I want to play a couple clips here. I was listening to this podcast, right?
Yeah.
Your wife's on this podcast.
Oh, yeah.
And she tells a story about how you confessed your love for her.
Oh, God. Okay.
Wait,
I can't wait to hear her version of this.
okay, because it's totally her version. Hey, show me where this clip is, please. I want to make sure I play the right one. Okay, here is a clip. This is Lauren talking about how you confessed your love for her right after she broke up with her longtime boyfriend on the porch. Here you go.
And then he was like, hey, I've got to tell you something. And I was like, okay. And he was like, I've been in love with you since I was 15 years old. So when he said that, I was like, first of all, you've ruined our friendship. Like, we can't be friends anymore.
Way
Me
to
knowing
go.
this about you.
Uh-huh.
And second of all, absolutely not. If we were to ever date, if we were even going to try this out, it would just be a rebound.
All right.
Wow.
How accurate is that in your mind?
It was accurate. I remember saying that. I remember telling her that I'd loved her since I was 15 years old, and but I knew that we couldn't be friends anymore. I think that was my point in saying that. I was at the point in my life where I knew that I loved her so much that like we're either gonna date and then break up and probably never see each other again, or we still can't hang out because I can't really just be friends with you. So it kind of felt like this. She makes it out to be this like Ryan Gosling moment of, you know, the climax scene in The Notebook. And maybe that's what I was going for. But I really just tried to get it all on the table because I had told Lauren's dad how I felt about her. And he basically said, well, if you don't tell her how you feel about her, then I'm going to. And so I figured
Oh, wow.
better come from me than Lauren's dad. But yeah, it definitely could have turned out as a rebound for sure. But
So that's accurate.
Here we are. That's accurate.
Okay,
Yeah.
I'm going to run one more by you from
Okay.
Lauren. She said that you said, kiss me, and if you don't feel anything...
Oh, I dare you.
yeah, like I dare you to kiss me, and if you don't feel anything, then we're all good. Here's 15 seconds of Lauren talking about... This is the Get Real podcast with Caroline
What did her
Hobby, by
dad
the
say
way.
about this
Here
part?
we go.
He dared me to kiss him.
Oh, my
And I
gosh.
was like, no.
After he confessed his love?
No. Yeah. And he was like, we just try it just one time. And
just
if
gotta
you
see.
hate it, then we'll just leave it alone. I'll never mention it again. We don't even have to be friends anymore. Like, we'll just drop it. was like, no, absolutely not.
All right. You put your head down under your arm.
Yeah.
And how do you
just
feel
because it's true, and I'm embarrassed by that statement.
But I mean, you were.
If it worked.
Yeah.
It sounds more forceful than it actually was.
I don't think it sounds forceful at all. I think it actually sounds sweet. And you were kind of at a place where, yeah, you had all these feelings and you couldn't be friends with her. And she's like, no. And then you're like, okay, well, got it. One more shot. So
well, by
just
this
kiss
point,
me.
you
knew she would feel something. I think you knew it deep
I did
inside.
deep down, and it was also 4 o'clock in the morning, so I was like ready to either be just turned down or something was going to happen, So the dare, I cannot believe I said I dare you. That is the most
Well, you
What do you
were
mean?
young.
Disney Channel.
Like I was going to use that
line.
next week.
You should. But I knew she'd feel sparks. I could feel it. Yeah.
Thomas Rhett is here. I'm going to play "Look What God Gave Her," which is the radio song right now. Your kids are in the video. They weren't supposed to be in the video. Is that true?
Yeah, it's
Just
true.
kinda ran
yeah.
on set?
They were not in the treatment of the video at all. Lauren was supposed to be in there for like 15 seconds. That was my deal to her. I was like, if you'll just be in there for 15 seconds, that's all you got to do. And then my kids were there. My mom and my sister were there, and they were holding them, and they just wiggled out of their arms. And while I was doing a shot, they both walked up and started wrapping their arms around my legs and playing my guitar. And the cameras were still rolling, and they kept it. They kept that shot and put it in the video, and I thought it made it twice as cool.
I have some random questions. It's weird. It's a little bit. It's not weird, but I feel like we know each other a little outside of the show.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, what would I ask them that people would find interesting? So I have a list of questions.
Oh,
here.
right on.
Yeah, they're just kind of nutty.
Well, you were one of the big reasons I even put "Look What God Gave Her" out.
Here,
Do you remember I called you before that?
I do, but I always feel like you're calling 38 people.
I promise you.
This is what I felt like. This is the honest truth. Because we talked a couple times.
Yeah.
And you called and you were like, hey, listen to this song. Tell me what you hear. And I don't ever go good or bad because who cares what I think about it? But I'm like, the first time I heard "Look What God Gave Her," like I could sing. I remember exactly what I thought. I went, the guitar licks is the second chorus to me.
Yeah.
I could, that's what I said to you. I said, I hear this.
Look what God gave her.
And afterward, I was like, it's like two choruses.
Right, yeah.
Which is like awesome.
But that was like the solidification that I needed, honestly. So if you're wondering if you were the 38th person I called, you were not.
Well, we had a couple conversations.
We did.
I remember once I was in LA and I was in the bathroom. I was on the toilet. Listen, I didn't tell you this, but I was on the toilet. We had like a 10-minute conversation and I hung up and I was like, yeah, it's a good talk. Good
I've
thing I
talked
didn't
to
tell him
people
we were
on the toilet
toilet
before. Sometimes it's a good thinking spot,
Fair. That being said, as I have crafted your career just the way I'd like it.
Yes, sir.
You're welcome. I have some questions here I'd like to ask. Question number 1. Are you ready?
Yes.
If you could take a bath in anything, Amy, I'm going to ask you this too. You could take a bath in anything, what would it be?
I don't understand the question.
Well, mine would be pudding. If I could take a full bath in something.
so not like a normal. I was
Right.
thinking like, Epsom salt sometimes, lavender,
Yeah.
Amy, if you could take a bath in anything, what would it be?
kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Kettle corn.
Yeah.
Right on.
salty
Thomas
sweet.
Rhett?
That's good. Mine would be Brambleberry Crisp ice cream from Jenny's. You ever had that?
That's cold.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's cold though,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's cold, but it's my favorite.
Yeah.
What TV show was ruined by its final season? Like a show that
Are you forcing me to say Game of Thrones
No,
right now?
I actually love the final season. Of Game of
I did
Thrones.
too. I did too. But I've seen all over the internet that people are really upset about it.
But that made me think of this because there are some people didn't like the end of Dexter. Some people didn't.
I
like
did not like the end of Dexter.
Okay, that can be your answer.
That is my answer.
Are you coming to me for advice against?
No, I am, because I spent the majority of my college days like dedicated to Dexter, and when it finally was over, like me and all my buddies that watched it through college got together, and it was just a bad ending. But I do feel like some of these shows start and they don't know where they're going to end,
Or
and
if
it's
they're
just
going to go that long.
or they're going to go that
like
long.
8 or 9 seasons.
And you don't know if you're going to put a show out, and it's like, are we ever going to get a second season? And then you get a third and a fourth, and you're like, we got to figure out a way to end it. So
I like Dexter ending for the.
Did you really?
I did.
Wow.
But
okay.
I like shows that don't end how they're supposed to end.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Did you ever see La La Land?
Yes,
Okay, not to ruin it. Did you like that ending?
I did.
Loved that ending.
I did too. I love that whole movie.
Yeah, me too.
I love that movie a lot.
Amy, final season, what show was ruined?
I didn't like the end of Mad Men.
Okay.
Oh, I didn't get to the end. I watched like the first 3
It's
seasons.
fine. First 3, great.
Yeah,
Then it's
great.
still good in your heart. Keep it there. 'Cause
Right.
The whole last season, you're like, this show has been so amazing, and I love it so much. And the whole last season is like,
You know what show I thought ended good? Did y'all watch Suits?
No.
Suits
Oh,
was
I
great.
love
She
Suits.
became a princess,
but
right?
it's not
Yeah.
over.
At the-
Yeah, right.
Is
yeah.
it? It's not over, is
Well,
it?
at the time it was over. That I thought it was the ending, and then
Yeah.
they came back and
Yeah,
whatever.
they-
But the pre-ending ending was
it's
great.
it's a great show. USA has some good ones. Mhm.
I would go Roseanne because I didn't
What's your
like
favorite ending?
No,
or your worst
no,
ending?
worst.
Okay.
because she was writing the whole. It turns out all that stuff was false, and
Right.
you watch the whole thing of it. She was just writing a story.
Yeah.
Let's do one more. What song is currently stuck in your head? Amy, I'm going to come to you
Right
first.
now,
before I
look
go-
what God gave her.
Okay.
Literally.
Fair.
Good answer.
Give me another one, though. What song is stuck in your head?
What is that Halsey song? I mean, it's always in my head, but now I can't
Without Me.
think of it. Yeah.
Come
That.
This one right here?
Yeah. I know you know it.
This one, right?
Of so
Yeah. That's all
Song's a
in
jam.
my head all the time.
You met her?
No, I haven't.
Oh, my
seems
kids
awesome, though.
are obsessed with this song.
Song in your head right now, Tom Sharp?
Man, it took me a second, but the new Bieber Ed Sheeran song is really stuck in my head. I don't care. Have you heard it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm hip.
Yeah.
I'm down.
Okay.
I have the-
Down. I
have
worked
the
out to it
internet.
the other
I'm down.
day.
Yeah. There
We're
you go.
so in.
Mine is is still Old Town Road all the time.
Oh yeah.
Dude, same.
All the time.
Yeah.
And I try to not, and it's still.
That's the song that we play right before we come out at our concert.
That's
And
your new warm, like your
the,
pump up.
the arena goes bonkers when that song comes on. It's insane.
Bonkers.
Bonkers. That was a dad
Is
dad
it
term.
a country song?
Oh, God. I don't really know. I mean, if you're talking about like lyrics, I guess.
Well, why do they?
Everybody goes to
Urban
lyrics. Everybody.
Party, and you all said the same thing. Lyrics, yes.
I mean, it's a country song over a trap beat. And
So
I
you're
guess,
saying because he says I got my horses in the back.
well, I guess. I don't know.
Let
I
the
mean, I'm
guy-
not trying to like argue. I'm just like
Oh, yeah.
giving you.
We're
Oh,
trying
we
to get to an
are.
argument.
Oh, you are.
We
Yeah.
actually agree
We're
with you, but
looking-
we're
But it's
looking for
a
fight.
country lyric over a trap beat.
We're
and,
literally
you know,
trying to
there's-
find one person to fight with us, and nobody will.
Yeah.
No, nobody will fight with us.
I mean, here's what I'll say. You can't deny how gigantic the song is.
oh, it's a monster.
Monster.
Yeah, it's one unlike we've seen in a while.
Absolutely.
And I play it, all the time.
Yeah.
And what's funny is I'll do these articles, like the New York Times will be like, the Old Town Road hits the country chart at like number 43, and literally I'm the only person that plays it. But
Right.
we're on so many stations, like it makes. And
Yeah,
they're like,
for sure.
And it's like half the country music hates it, the other half plays it, and I'm like, no.
Well, between that and Bieber Instagramming about it, do y'all remember? Did y'all see that?
Old Town Road.
Yeah, when Bieber Instagrammed about it, I saw that song shoot from like 40 to 1, and it's been sitting there for forever. So.
Oh, I don't think it had anything to do with it actually doing anything. I think it's just a great song, but I'm the only one on a country radio that'll play it.
Well, good for you.
It's
a
in
jam.
my head. I know.
It is a jam, and Billy Ray is so smart for doing that. It's awesome.
Till I can't no
What do you think, Amy?
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we play it in the dance party.
There you go.
It's so fun.
How about this one? I like this one. Here is That Old Truck.
I broke up in it. I fell in love in
Did
it.
you write this with the guy from One Direction, Ryan Tedder? Not One
Yes.
Direction, One Republic?
Yeah, Ryan Tedder.
Yeah, One Republic.
In that old truck.
You've been in that truck.
And it's but it's not that.
It is.
You're like 12, so the truck's not that old.
Well, it's
How old is it?
2004.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I mean,
not old.
I'm
Like-
29. I mean, it's old for me.
Oh, okay, he's
I have
29.
underwear
Yeah.
that old.
Yeah. But like my first car was a Ford Bronco 1985.
Right, yeah.
They're bringing back
36.
this show on ABC because they talked to me about it. It's Kids Do the Darndest Thing.
Yeah.
It's how I feel with you sometimes when you come in and
Are you
crush like
serious?
19 songs, and I'm like, Kids Do the Darndest Thing.
I'm an old soul for a 29-year-old. You have to admit that at least. You still have your Bronco?
You're killing
I
it, bro.
wish. I
You
want
need
to
to go find it.
Oh, I know. I'm so mad that I sold it because I mean, it would be worth so much more right now than what
Oh,
I
absolutely.
sold it for sure. I'm dumb.
The Center Point Road reference is it's a street in your hometown.
Yes.
Where in your hometown? Is was that where Walmart was?
No, so I grew up in a neighborhood called Mansker Farms, and that neighborhood is along Center Point Road, and so it kind of was like the centerpiece of everywhere I had to go. Friends' houses, school, football practice, the whole nine. So the interesting thing about that song is like that song only mentions the word Center Point Road once. The hook is not even Center Point Road, but sometimes it's cool to call a title something that the hook is not, and that song really just kind of relates to my whole growing up from 15 to now. So.
What other album titles did you guys think about but you rejected?
Think about, but what do you mean?
Well, because you didn't just go, all right, we're doing a record at Center Point Road, the end.
What did we think about
tossed
calling the
around-
record?
Yeah, you tossed around some ideas.
Man, I always feel like I want to be so artsy and like call it something that it's just been on my heart lately that no one will ever understand that I'll have to spend the next year explaining.
Go ahead.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I've forgotten like all the
If you were to
things.
rename it right now.
Oh,
Five songs too many.
There we have it.
What was
There
that?
are 16 songs on this record.
I know, dude. I can't help it. I write like 200 songs a year, and you're asking me to whittle down to 10. 16 was almost impossible.
Oh,
so.
was the Snake Doctor Circus an option?
No,
That was Billy Ray Cyrus' album last week that came out.
Snake Doctor Circus? Where does that come from?
We
That's
don't
why I
know. That's
That's
why.
amazing. See,
Wherever
I
it
want to
comes
call my
from.
records something like that.
Well, there you go.
I want to go to where that album title came from.
Yeah.
Like wherever he was at that point.
Absolutely.
That's where I need to get. You know what I wonder? Hey, Harry, come up to the microphone for a second, will you? Come on.
Harry.
Thomas Rhett's manager's here. Who, again, if I didn't know you, I wouldn't pull you up here. Harry, say hello to everyone.
Where am I?
Whichever one. Yeah, there you go. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How's this
That
guy?
accent.
Because this guy over here, he's a superstar now, right? Like, I think Entertainer of the Year, like, he should be up.
Wow.
Thank
Thank you.
Sure, he's a little young, but he's doing whatever
But
everybody else is
kids do
doing.
the darndest thing.
Right.
Oh my gosh. Here we go.
Has he got a little? Has he become more grounded or more Beyonce with all this success?
Ooh,
Harry?
good question.
Like, talk to me, Harry. Come on.
It would be interesting to see if he didn't have kids. I think kids have kind of came along at exactly the right time. So
It's a good answer.
Yeah. He's
Safe.
actually wearing like Bass Pro hats again now and stuff like that. He's going the other way.
Yeah.
So
Do you have to make sure, as his manager, that there's time for him to actually go and be with the kids? Like his days, when he's on the road grinding, do you build time in for family?
yeah, I do. That's self-preservation though. I get a look, and that look says you're not going to survive the evening if you don't build some time in for family. So yeah.
And do you feel pressure with this album release, Harry? Because this is your guy, Thomas Rhett here.
No, Mum wants a bungalow though, so I have
You
to keep,
what?
My mum wants a
your
house,
mom.
so I have to keep working. So no, I don't. Honestly, at this point, we've been doing this for 2-3 months now.
Yeah.
Just doing the grind. So at this point, it's just get it out and let's see what happens. It's like not much more we can do at this point. I don't think.
One final question for Thomas Rhett's manager, Harry. Have you ever been on a radio show before like this?
I haven't. My friends are gonna have a field day with
Oh,
this.
this is great. This is great. What do you call them? Because some people that don't, just as a background, people that don't really know, I guess in a normal setting, I would just say TR.
Yeah.
I wouldn't do that here because people would be like, what's he talking about? Thomas Rhett, people think is your first and last name.
I know. Yeah.
People that don't know you would call you Thomas.
Right. My high school buddies called me Tom.
What do you call him, Harry?
I call them TR. Yeah, usually with a sorry in front of it or some sort of apology. And then, sorry to bother you, and then TR.
There he is.
Yeah.
Harry, there's Thomas Rhett.
All right.
manager.
Thanks very much.
There he is. Wow, what a first appearance.
Radio debut.
That was a strong debut, Harry. Yeah, look at
That'll be on
this.
demand.
It was, yes. Go find it on the podcast later and listen back. You ever have a song you're like, I'm going to cut this, and someone's like, hey, I'd like to have it, and then you don't end up cutting it, and then they cut it, and it's a hit.
Yes, it's happened a couple times. One recently, one a long time ago. But when I was making my first record, I was about to go in the studio to record the song "Running Out of Moonlight." Remember that song?
Yeah, Randy
Yeah,
Houser.
Randy Houser?
whoa.
Yeah. And
That one.
In
And
case
then-
you forgot, Amy just sang it back to you.
yeah, exactly.
And not like that. Whoa.
Yeah. So I had that song on hold, and we were going to go in the studio and cut it, but for some reason, when we got in the studio, me and my producer at the time decided that it wasn't right for this record. And 6 months later, Randy Houser put it out, and it was a gigantic smash. And then most recently, not the same concept, but me and Matt Ramsey from Old Dominion
Oh,
wrote.
you're going to say some people do?
Yeah.
That's the greatest song I've ever heard in my life in
Man.
the past month.
When we wrote that song, me and Matt, when we were leaving that day, we looked at each other and we were like, "So who's gonna cut this?"
So you wrote it together, and
Yeah.
it was Who Gets It?
Who gets it? And I think that Matt, because I think Matt at the beginning was like, "Man, I think you should cut it." And as I started to live with it, I was like, "Man, I don't know if this is gonna fit my record content wise, and actually what it says." And I remember talking to Matt, and he was like, "Man, this song means a lot to me and Old Dominion." And he was like, "I can't promise you that it's gonna make the record, but we did just cut it." And he told me that him and Shane McAnally produced the record, and he said that they cut it like 6 different ways, like full band, acoustic, and then it ended up just Matt and a piano. And I think that probably one of the best songs I've ever written with somebody.
Let me just compliment you again. This is such a good song.
Thanks, man.
I texted, because I know Matt and Trevor pretty well.
Yeah,
And I was like, guys, good God.
yeah,
And we get to hear a lot of music. We get to be a part of a lot of
Yeah,
music.
for sure.
But sometimes something like thumps you right in the freaking chest.
yeah.
And this song,
But some people do. Some people quit drinking too much. And some
I know this is not your record, because we're here talking about that today, but you wrote that. This is a good one.
Thanks, man.
people decide.
I don't care what they say. You're talented.
I
I don't care what they say.
As a kid, I'm
Yes.
pretty talented.
Kids do the darndest things. When do you turn 30?
March of next year.
Oh, you're good. I'm excited
I'm excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's fine.
People say your 30s are like the best.
Oh yeah, it is. But I mean, that's what I mean. You're not gonna. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You have so much to
I'm
look
ready.
forward to.
I'm embracing it.
The Very Hot Summer Tour.
Yeah.
So you're out, you're playing all the songs,
Yeah.
playing all the hits.
That's what it's called.
The Very Hot Summer Tour.
Okay. I thought also because it's also very hot.
Exactly, right?
So, yeah.
Yeah.
You're playing all the hits. Your set list is probably shrinking a bit because you got to play all the hits. You can't just play your whatever you want anymore.
You're right, man. We've already kind of gotten to the point where we do still play every song of mine that is topped the chart, but we have definitely gone back and kind of revamped some of the older songs to make them feel a little bit different to us and kind of a presentation that the fans have never heard before. So
I went to a Drake show and he played like 9 seconds.
I remember,
of all
I was
his
there.
hits, and it's like, wow. Like, would you ever consider making a mashup like 3 or 4 songs? Bam, 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 bam.
I mean, I feel like if I was George Strait, you would have to do that. You know what I mean? Like, even if you played 3 hours, you still can't squeeze 60 number ones into a set. But yeah, I was at that Drake show. That was incredible.
This guy, Thomas Rhett, is here. You know I'm a huge fan.
Thank you. Likewise.
Oh, stop it.
I am.
What time do you wake
No,
up
you
in the
stop.
morning? Yeah, you thought.
You stop.
What time do you wake up in the morning, really?
Now that I'm running, I have to get up at like 5:45.
What do you mean you're running?
Well, I've worked out for a while, but I just started running because my wife wants to start running again. And I downloaded the Nike Run Club app. I don't know if you've ever heard of this app before, but it's like a dude that talks to you while you run. It's like therapy running. And so I do it like before the sun comes up. It's really awesome.
What
Do
does
you-
he tell you?
Do you compete with people?
No, but it's like they teamed up. Remember, you know the app Headspace?
Yeah.
It's
do.
like-
it's
so-
like is it the meditation?
Yeah, the meditation app. So Coach Bennett, who I guess is like the track coach at Oregon, and the Headspace people teamed up to do a couple different guided runs. So you go run for 30 minutes straight, and they're kind of coaching you through each step of it. So I haven't ran for 30 minutes straight since I was a senior in high school.
Whoa, that's so cool because I just started running too, so I'm
Get
gonna
it.
get this.
It rocks.
I got a Peloton. You have
I
one of
want
those?
one so
Dude,
bad.
I'll race you on those things. That's
Do you
what
want
I
the
do.
bike or the treadmill?
I want the bike.
I have the bike. I hate riding. I did triathlons for a while.
Did you really?
Did a couple triathlons,
Yeah.
whatever. I get on this bike, and because you can actually compete with people, I'm
Yeah.
so competitive. I don't even know them, but I hate them. I hate
Are you
every
getting
single
like really
person.
good at it?
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good.
Your quad's getting pretty swole.
No, but I'm getting stronger.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like there'll be a class of 1,000, and I'll finish in the top 30 or 40.
That's way up there.
So I feel pretty good. But they never say hi to me, and I try every time to get a shout out. They never do.
So not Peloton, but my wife just got this thing called the Mirror. Have you heard of the
Oh,
Mirror?
that's amazing.
wait, what's
I
that?
get ads for it on
Yeah,
Instagram.
it's rad. It's a mirror that you set up in your house.
Oh, I have this.
Yeah.
And you get on it and you stand on it.
Yeah,
and here's
you-
your I have it.
no,
yeah.
not the scale. No. Bobby has a scale
Oh, the
that
scale.
like does his
It
body.
is literally a mirror
It's like a body
that,
scan.
that
No,
workout
this is
coaches.
you look in the mirror and the trainer, like your Peloton trainer, is on the screen. Like whenever where it's like there for you in the screen. But this is a mirror where you can see yourself, and a trainer is in the mirror telling you what to do.
And you get to watch yourself work out.
Right.
It shows you your calories burned, the whole nine. It's
Oh.
pretty cool.
Like it's a workout.
I see enough of me. I'm kind of over me. I'll be honest with you. Can I watch somebody else work out while I do it?
Yeah, you probably could.
All right, listen. We're here. We're wrapping it up. The record's out today. Center Point Road. It's gonna be a hit. It doesn't matter what you put out right now.
Okay.
Luckily, it's all good.
Thanks, man.
But even if it wasn't, you're hitting it hard right now. Thomas Rhett is here. Center Point Road is out. The Very Hot Summer Tour. I got a bunch of dates, but I think people could probably just search it.
They can, yeah.
You'd probably come into your city. That's why I would bet.
Sitting near you.
Do you do pyro?
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's hot.
Cryo.
Ice?
Cryo and confetti.
Oh, do you do
cryo?
cryotherapy? Have you ever done it?
No, but we shoot it out of cannons.
Oh, I thought
Ice?
you meant.
it's like ice that shoots way up in the
I
air.
didn't know if you'd ever gotten in that tube that's like
No, I haven't
freezing
done it
cold.
yet.
All right. We will talk for hours. We're going to
Yeah.
let Thomas Wright go.
Never mind.
He's got a truck sitting that is on the curb. He couldn't get in the building. So we're going to go. Good to see you, my friend.
You too, bud.
All right,
Thank
there he
you.
is. Thomas Wright, everybody. And we'll come back here on the Bobby Bone Show.
It's a Bobby Bone Show.
Hey.